Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Chris and Tammy here coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. It's always a pleasure to be among you on a Saturday morning, well, our local time. And this morning, folks, we really want to focus on the back office, but specifically on your wallet. This is a really, really powerful tool. But along the way, we just kind of walk you through a little bit of the background of the back office and so forth, give you a few tips here and there. One thing I want to share with you guys before we begin, I just welcome everybody here into the group. Folks, never, never, ever give up in your dreams. Never. Always stay the course. Because things may not work your way at the moment doesn't mean that it's not going to work in the future. That means I can testify to that. The key is to stay the course. Keep moving forward. Make sure that your goals are clear and keep doing the steps on a daily basis to achieve those goals. And this is what we've done, and we've done extremely well doing this. So before we start here, folks, love to acknowledge all of you here that are bright and early. Let's see here. We have Robert. Welcome, Robert. Great to see you here. We have Bakshi from Bangladesh. Welcome. We have Melanie from Papua New Guinea. Welcome, Melanie. Great to see you here. Let's see. We have Marie-Paul. Bonjour, Marie-Paul de Ottawa. We have Enionam from Accra, Ghana. We have Celine, welcome from Ghana. Good morning. We have Achange. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I hope I am. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. We have Vicky from Florida. Welcome, Vicky. Michelle, great to see you from Central Ohio. We have Aaron. Welcome. We have Gaetano. Welcome. Great to see you here. We have Gary from Ottawa. Welcome, Gary. How are you? Let's see here. We have Gaetano. Welcome. We have Fortunate. We have Solomon from Ghana. We have, let's see, Benjamin. Great to see you here. We have Lena from Winnipeg, Ghana. Great. We have lots of folks here from Ghana. Let's see here. We have Guylaine Dupont de Quebec. Bienvenue, Guylaine. We have Victor, Dr. Kiwi from England. Welcome. And I know we're going to see you in Ottawa in August 17. I know Joel is going to be doing a post. We're going to be meeting up in a really nice place in Elmer and meet Dr. Kiwi is going to meet Joel for the first time. And I know some of you might be joining us there. Just a quick little plug here. But there will be some announcements that are more formal. It's not an actual event. It's more like a meet and greet and just kind of have fun together. Elaine from, let's see here, Beach, South Florida. Welcome. We have Jim. Welcome, Jim. Great to see you here. The call on Wednesday, Tammy and I were traveling, and I know Joel has rescheduled it. Sometime in the summer, things are a little bit slower. It's just very, very normal. But this coming Wednesday, we're going to resume the presentation, so everything will be fine and normal. My apologies if you had some guests. But again, the calls are always recorded. And I believe Joel sent a past recording that was done before. So just for your information. Okay, so let's get started here. So Tammy, do you have anything you want to share before I share the screen?
Always excited to do trainings because that's the fundamentals, right? To building your business and really understanding your back office, what you have available to build your business. But at the end of the day, you can know all of this stuff, but if you're not actively sharing your links with people, then you're not really in business. So we're always going to go through the fundamentals, but always remember when we're done these sessions, it's to take action. The more action you take, the faster your business is going to grow. And, you know, the summertime is really a great time to meet people. I know a lot of people go in this summer mode where, you know, they're more relaxed and laid back and I'm not going to do any business in the summer. But really, that's the best time because you're always out and about. Everybody's happy in the summer and there's always opportunities to go out and meet people. Lots of events going on in the summers. And yeah, so this is the best time. And those who do that plant their seeds, we're always talking about planting your seeds, plant your seeds and the harvest, right? So, and the fall is really the harvest when you're planting your seeds all throughout the summer. And that's when the momentum kicks in, is in the fall. And then this is the biggest time for the network marketing profession because all the kids are back in school and everybody's ready to rock and roll and everybody is wanting to make money when the kids are back in school. They want to get back into their routines and, you know, leading up to the holidays, right? So there's times in this profession that it's really, really busy. and there's times that it slows down, but the ones who are working while it's slow are the ones that are always going to get ahead.
That's an understatement. And an analogy that I can give you to really represent the growth of your business. Think of yourself driving your car. And the moment, let me rephrase that. When you drive your car, obviously you have your foot on the gas pedal for the car to move forward. But if you remove your foot from the gas pedal, what happens? The car slows down, eventually will be to a complete stop. Well, your business is exactly like this. My message here is never get your foot off the gas pedal completely. It's okay to slow down, but don't completely stop. It's okay to take vacation for 2 weeks or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, for example, Demi, talk about the summer, right? The fact is that if you completely stop, you don't do your recruiting, you don't do your prospecting, you don't do your support, you don't do the email to let people know about the events and everything else, your business will be completely stopped. Remember that. Always do something towards your business. And something that you want to do on a regular basis is constantly prospect. The entire time that Tammy and I were away, we were in Mexico for a couple of days, and the entire time we were prospecting. The guy that took us to the airport, the person that took us from the airport to the hotel when we were in Mexico, the whole time we were prospecting and providing people links for them to check the information out all the time. This is what I mean by never get off your foot completely off the gas pedal. Constantly share the information. And all of that is available in your $9.97 a month. Folks, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It's all up to you. Okay. So right now, what you're seeing here is your back office. So I went ahead and logged in. So if you want to learn how to log in, just go back to past trainings on back office trainings. I have plenty of trainings. As a matter of fact, I put that in for that particular reason. If you actually go to here, I'm going to take this link over here and provide that to you. Make sure that you are subscribing. Very important that you subscribe to this channel to make sure that you get a notification. The moment any presentations are being hosted on this channel, you get a notification. If your teams are plugged into this, they get a notification. These are all the tips that automate your business without you necessarily, hey, John, are you joining in on the presentation this Saturday, or the training this Saturday, or the presentation on Wednesday, or whatever other presentation are they taking place on this channel? Your team gets notified all the time. I'm not saying not to reach out to your leaders, but again, if your tools are doing the job, it gives you an extension of yourself to automate your business. So when you're on that channel, these are the playlists, and this is where all the different groups are there. If you really want to start your business, like a good start, this 90-day campaign, it's a really good training segments that will actually give you the steps on launching your business. Okay, it's just not going to launch on its own just because you're putting something on social media, right? Success Cycle series are just basic principles on prospecting, inviting, following up, third-party credibility. These are all the things that are necessary to help you build your business. We have incredible African presentations. It's an African cultured presentation. It's beautiful. It's awesome. Again, take advantage of these. Their presentations are very, very exciting, and they're massive. We have here the training that we're posting here today. Just to point out on this link is that's the topic of today's trainings. You can see that this is the current live session. So often people are asking, is this going to be recorded? Yes, every single presentation by default are recorded on this channel. Okay, so this is what this is here. These are all the past events and trainings. Okay, so they're here. If you're looking for something that has to do with master your back office, all of these, this is where you find this information here. Okay, so let's go back. And obviously the Wednesday presentations, I don't put them all there, but we should probably remove some of the older ones. These are the Friday ones, but now we're doing this on another channel. These are all the a presentation in Italian. This is in French. And we have here the Spanish presentations. And these are all the virtual. Let's say you missed some events. They're all here, right? All the events that's ever been put together for the past 2 years, they're all here. So it's again, really, really, really awesome. Okay, so let me get rid of that. Again, the link has been shared with you here. And Tammy, do pay attention in the event that there is some questions here. Okay, so Tammy, why don't we start with giving people a little bit of a kind of a tour on what's important to be aware of in the back office. So I'm in a demo account right now, so there's no limitation as to where I can go. So back to you.
Okay, well, and we'll just do the very basics. So if you're looking for your receipts and you want to see your billing dates, it's up there on the top. I'm going to look on the side because I've got a bigger screen on the side. So if I'm not looking straight ahead, I am paying attention here. So it says your next billing date. This is important that you and your team members know this because it's so easy to forget dates. And then, if somebody is not prepared and they don't have the funds on the card, then they go into suspended mode. You'll always get notification for that when your team members are their payments don't go through, but it's good that you train your people to check that and to write it in their calendar, maybe even a month prior, and then have another reminder 2 weeks prior. So everybody is prepared for the payments to go through. And then you've got your billing information, you go down, you have, so you got everything there to check for your taxes and stuff like that as well. You've got all your receipts. And you can see on the top right, I'm going out of that, Chris, on the top right part, you can see the different languages. That's Google Translate languages. Okay, and right beside
the top right, where are we here? Just a second. So the languages, where do you want me to select that?
Well, you can see there, you can see the different languages. Chris, it should be right. How come you don't have it on your screen?
It's probably because I'm logged in and I've already selected the language. But
okay.
If I'm not logged in, just for an example, just to follow you here, let's just go to GotBackup.com. This is what you're referring to here.
Correct. Yeah. So you see the language. If it's Google Translate. All right. So everything is done there. And you've got the support right beside that, the support, which is really important. The company does not do emails for support. In today's world, all companies are doing this. The support is right from the page, and you click on the support and you create a ticket. And that once you create a ticket, it's always best to be detailed and clear on your message or concern or whatever it is, creating an active ticket. All right. And
keep in mind also there's popular knowledge here. Sometimes your answers could be read there, so you don't have to wait. But once you can actually attach a file, you can add others, and then you create your ticket. Once your ticket is created, sorry, Tammy, I kind of stepped in here.
No, that's fine.
Once your tickets are created, it will show here. There will be a number. There's a ticket. And when it's closed, that means that it's been handled, or maybe you didn't respond, and the timer just said, okay, I guess they have their information. Remember, and the reason there's no emails sent individually, folks, is emails tend to end up in people's spam, and a lot of people don't check their spam. So, and it's like I bought other services from other third-party company like WordPress plugins and things like this. And whenever I need support, they're not going to respond to me by email. I have to go back and check the open ticket. Okay, and I see there, and then the answer will be, if you see here in red, there's a number in there. That means there's an action required. So that means there's an answer to your question. And I think that a majority of folks that are thinking that company's not responding, it's because they're not aware that you need to go and check, and the information is in there. Okay, so this is a standard thing, just for you to be aware of that. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so Chris has shared everything basically on that section, so it's all perfect. So yeah, definitely connect with the company when it's anything that's company driven. But if anything that has to do with training and field driven, make sure you get back to the person who sponsored you into the company And if they're not active, don't worry about it, you guys. Honestly, Chris and I have never come into a company expecting upline to serve us. We've always just built an organization. So our focus is always down. Who can we serve down, rather than who brought me in and what they're doing and all of that stuff. So focus down, and there's always support. Every single Saturday you have support. It's an opportunity for you to ask questions here on Saturdays, and every opportunity to learn how to present. You want to be on every single live session until you know how to master this yourself, and you're presenting like we are, like Dr. KOA is, like Nam is, and I'm sure some of you on this session are actively presenting to your teams. At the end of the day, it's all about learning skills so that you're not dependent on other people to do it. So on the top, going back, let me just go back one. You've got your information on the back.
You're talking about the demo over here?
You've got your rank. Yeah, you've got your rank there. You've got your username there, and you can add your picture when you click on the arrow down. Yeah, you've got your personal information. Chris is not going to go in there because he can't be showing this on this account.
Yeah, even if it's a demo account, last time, folks, I did a training,
an email,
and
Chris, anything that's got an email,
even though the emails are not like real emails, the system doesn't know. They just say, "Oh, you're showing emails," and next thing you know, it blocks the video. So that's one of the Saturdays. The training was, people were asking me, "Where's the training?" And I had to re-upload it by blocking certain things. So anyway, so this is the reason why we don't go
through the stuff. You can edit your account. You can add your picture. I highly recommend to add your picture, because we'll show you something after when it comes to recognition, because the people who brought you in will want to recognize you, or the company would want to recognize you as you go up in ranks, and you want your picture on the flyer. Okay, not just that blank spot there. You've got editing your billing information. You've got that there. And that's it. And and your log out is also there.
Yeah. Okay, and I want to underline again, make sure that you add your picture. And thank you, Benjamin and Dr. KOA, for the feedback, folks. And if you have some great constructive information here to provide folks, and if I see that it's useful that's relevant to what we're talking about, I will bring it up here. But your picture is so important. So important. You know how many times I'm promoting someone that went from, let's say, starting point to a goal or platinum, and there's no pictures. Even emerald, there's no pictures. So it's unfortunate. But remember, babies cry for it, adults die for it. Recognition is critical, and it's important for your team to see you moving up in rank, because for a lot of folks, it inspires them, saying, "Hey, my friend did it, I can do it too." So it's really important. It's not just about, well, I don't want the fame, I don't want to be recognized. I appreciate that. But at the end, it's not just about you. It's about your organization and the impact that you have in others. So all this to say is, obviously, that's a demo account. But Tammy and I, and many of you here, I know, have your pictures here. Please do remind your team as you sign them up to make sure that they add their picture. It's an important step. Now, let's move into the digital tools, Tammy, and let's start very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I really want to focus on the internal wallet. But the important aspects in reference to your digital tools.
Okay, so you've got the use this tool. Click on that. And the key is to get yourself set up. If you have whatever devices you have, get yourself set up, because everything is accessible from your phone that you have in any device that you have. And it's always about leading by example, right? If you don't have yourself set up, then how can you teach anybody else how to set anything up, right? So it's important to do that. Watch the videos. We're just briefly going through this. So watch the videos for any computers that are Windows and the Mac. You've got your videos to watch that tells you how to set things up. You've got the mobile apps, okay? You've got the App Store, your Google Play. Watch the videos. Even if you're not computer savvy, don't worry about it, because it's there's such simple instructions, and just stop the video, do the instruction, start it again, listen to it again. If you're somebody who's a little bit nervous about all of this, but it's super simple, you guys. It's just a matter of doing it. And then you can see for extra support on the bottom, you can see that link. It's all documented, so you can see the pictures on how to do it. For people who are not visual learners, on video, the pictures, you've got instructions on what to do. So every way to learn this is there for you. Go through the stuff, you guys. This is your business. You got to take this serious. There you go. Chris is kind of briefly going through with the languages that are there
with
available.
the video. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you go back to the main part there, you can see add additional members account. Super simple to do. Yeah. If Chris, you click on that, and you can put a username of the person, one of your kids, whatever. Chris is actually doing that. You decide how much storage you want to give them, the space, and then you add that new member. When you click on to add the new member, you get a link that you send to the member, and then they will set up their own account with their own password, and then they can start doing the downloads, right?
Yeah. I'm in a demo account right now, folks, but if that would be your account, what's going to happen, obviously, maybe, I don't know if there can be a space there. Maybe that was the issue. Yeah. Okay. So once it's created, it's creating the account here. Okay. And from that point on, let's just see. Okay. You can copy and share directly, but this is the information here. And from there, if you copy and share, let's see here. Let's see, where would I want to, let me just, go back here. Let me just start. I just want to check something here. Just bear with me. Hello. Okay. Just bring this up. Let's see here. Create a new. So if I go back here. Okay. So this is the link that would be provided. Okay. So I just want to confirm that. And let's say I turn around and I send that to someone. There we go. Okay. So then they would put their name. That's the username. Obviously, you want to make sure you provide something that's that they can use. They will create a password. And then from there, they'll have access to the cloud to start downloading the software and everything else. Okay. So for the sake of example here, I'm just going to remove that. So if someone else uses this account, it's not going to be there. Okay, now it goes back to 6 terabytes. So you can see, folks, this is really, really cool. You can have up to 5 accounts. Obviously, you count as one. So 6 separate accounts. Here, you can also go ahead and change some of the details. Oops, I hope that's not going to be a problem with the email. Yeah. So that's that. Okay, so that's really, really straightforward. Let's move on here. So, but what's really important, folks, is the very first step every single member need to do is install the software. That's to back up your computer. That's your backup, your mobile device. Okay.
And anything you guys see in orange, watch it.
Yes.
That's how you learn. This is exactly what Chris and I did when we first started. We had nobody that showed us any of this stuff. Nobody showed us. We just went in and we watched videos and we learned how to do the everything that's accessible there. We learned how to do it, from the email marketing to getting everything set up. So just do that. I mean, that's your business, right? You got to take your business serious.
Okay, so let's move on to reseller tools, folks. Again, this is your portal. This is where I was mentioning earlier to provide your link as we were traveling. Well, this is what I do. Okay, this one is a bit an older version. So that's an older video. I prefer these one here at the bottom. I'm not going to talk about all of them because we do that on a regular basis, even in all our presentations. But I really like this one with the new video. And understand that whenever they put their name and their email, I'm not going to do this today. You can go look back at the training last week. We talked about when you put their name and email, where do they go? I'm just going to pointing out to you what you can do to click, where you click to access information, but that will populate what we call campaigns, right? So, and if you bought the emails, when you sign up with GotBackup, you have these upsells. I really recommend to grab them. You can grab them all, and that way all the emails are prepared for you. Then you just need to edit to change your signature at the bottom of the page to represent your social media information, your email, your name, your picture, and so forth. Otherwise, you'll just have the generic stuff from the company. But again, these are the links, and you can create a domain. For example, you can have a domain called name.com. Obviously, don't use that. It's just an example. Name.com would be your name.com, and you can assign this link. I know, Bill, we did that, and I showed Bill how to do that from London, Ontario. And from there, when he goes to billsuchak.com, then that is going to be his link. Okay. So that could be easier for someone and send that. But again, if you send it to a text or an email, they don't need to remember anything. They just click on the link and it takes them right there. So this is a great way to introduce someone to the information. And if they don't sign up when you send them the link, if they put their name in an email, then they have emails that are going to be sent to them, as many as you've had them there. You can, if you buy some from the company, you may use ChatGPT to add another. You could double that. I know Dr. KOA has wonderful emails from his tools that are encouraging people, and he added a lot of things based on his personal life, that he shared that with his prospect. I'm just using Dr. KOA as an example because I checked them out, and they're awesome, beautiful, and no wonder why he sponsored a lot of people. Many of you here, I may not be naming you, but maybe you're doing the same thing. I know some of you are doing affiliate marketing where you have lists of tens of thousands of members, and then you send them different opportunities. That's up to you. I'm just saying this is it. Okay, so even if you don't look at it today, if you create an automatic system that sends information automatically, which you don't even need to know how to do this, you just need to know that provide this link, make sure that the emails are there. If you don't know how that works, buy the emails when you sign up. Or you can go back and I'll show you that the marketplace where you can buy those emails, it will be automatically added to your tools back office here.
We recommend to do that, especially if you don't know how to create an email system. This is what Chris and I did. We just bought them and did the initial buy, so we have the system there already. And every time we share our link, we don't even think about it because it's automated.
Correct.
And then we personalize them, because at the end of the day, it's great that the company is building a relationship with your prospects. But at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about you building a relationship with your prospects. They need to get to know about you.
Now, if someone wants to start right away, you don't send them these links, because that will simply, it's like going around the bush, right? They're ready. They're sold. That's where you would send them. And the reason why is, as you send them this link, it will take them to the page to enroll. In fact, I would go better than that. Instead of sending them that link, don't forget that will be your ID, I would just click this button to add the other parameters here. And that's what I would send. Yeah. You can even add this to your domain if you want. Okay. And then from there, it takes them right there. They don't need to figure things out. They just click the button. I recommend the year. Why? But because, first of all, it's inexpensive. It's for the next 12 months. And the next auto ship will be 12 months from that. But for your business, the reason why it's so cool is you are active for 12 months. Every single month, the system will calculate the $10. Do you understand? Even though you're paying for 8 months, GotBackup will keep you active for 12 months. It's such an amazing deal. I would not procrastinate at all unless you're really, really, really broken and financially, and you could start that way, or you're just skeptical. I get all that. But if you understand what that is, I recommend this 100%. Okay. These are people that have, businesses and so forth that may have employees. They can go with this for this package over here. And this is dirt cheap, by the way, folks, just so you know. Okay. Just food for thought.
And I recommend to write a list obviously on the computer. You want to have easy, accessible to all the links that are available for you, so that when you're creating your emails or you want to send somebody a link really quick, you don't have to go into the website and go through all of that and grab a link. just make sure that you're very organized and have accessible stuff so you can easily send it to people.
Yes. Now, your lead capture here, I'm not going to go through this. We did it last weekend. You can go through it. We're extensively going into the details here, but the lead capture system, this is the area where all your leads will end up. Okay. And last week we showed you, and there's multiple versions of that. You can go back in time and check. Just look for email marketing. Just search for that on the YouTube channel of GVO, and then you will find that. Okay, it's all there. But that's where you go to access all the information that's been gathered from your funnels. Okay. So is there anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, I think
Okay.
we're good in that section. Yeah.
The one thing I would like to add here is the extra promo tools. Okay. Now, the extra promo tools, a lot of folks are not really taking advantage of that. But this is where, for example, every Wednesdays or Fridays as we present, if I go to promotional videos, that's not the one. Let's just secure. I've done that a while back. I think it's under training videos. Probably no, it's not. Let me just find the right one here. Presentation slide promo content, I think. Yes. I think I went to English. And okay, let's see here. Video extra. Yeah, you see that the 13 seconds. I like this because it just gives people a head start. Now on Saturday we use a little bit of a music to introduce to and that's by design, because I know it takes a few minutes for folks to recognize that the training is on. Everybody receives notification from YouTube that their training has started. And, it takes a few minutes for people to react to that. It could be on their cell phone, they can be on their computer, whatever. And that's the reason why I spend the 2 minutes with the music at the beginning right on target. It's because it gives times for people to get in to the session. But when I do a presentation on Wednesday, I don't want to wait 2 minutes. So I use the 15 seconds. That's about 15 seconds or so. Okay. That's about 5 minutes, which could be a little long, but it all depends. If let's say your presentation at a certain time and you initiate 5 minutes prior to the time of presentation, well, it give people a notification for 5 minutes to join you. And again, some strategies that you can choose to take advantage of. And there's a lot of information here on compensation plan. The PDF, Tammy and I are due for a compensation plan training soon. We'll probably revert to that eventually to get people an idea of how the comp plan and qualification. And it's really simple. You don't need to understand the entire engine. You just need the basics that you want to duplicate, which really will also
6 languages there as well, Chris. If you just click on back one, they can see
that. Yes, of course. There's 6 languages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 languages here. Again, you can take advantage of that. Okay. So all of this is there, and just venture into all of this. Very, very, very cool. What's awesome also, what I really like is when you share a directory to someone, which this one here is it's a directory everybody can access. It also, it's a prospecting tool for you. Right. So just keep that in mind. So it's really, really, really awesome. Okay. Now let's carry on. Let's see here. Okay. So let's move on into our business. And again, folks, what's really important here is getting paid, understanding how do we get paid. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all the details because we have some trainings that are specifically on the My Business. In fact, if you search for My Business, we're going through this entire portion. I'm not going to do that today. I want to focus more on the internal wallet, which is very important because I know some folks need some help there. And there's also trainings that are available. But commission payment option, if you click on that, it will take you to the 2 different payment portal that GotBackup uses. Okay, there's Wise. Some of you already have a Wise account, but you still need to go through the process so the company can connect to your Wise account. And there's a process that is done. Remember, when you have people in 161 countries around the world, that's a lot of people. Okay, so the company can monitor one by one. So the system is designed to automate the process to connect your account to Wise from to all the way from GotBackup. So it's important that you follow the procedures. So Wise is a bit more, there's a few more steps that you need to go through. Okay. And that's totally cool. You need to create your account if you don't have one and so forth. And then you choose, the currency you want and everything else. Okay. Me personally, I prefer Pay Quicker. I know Tammy also and many others, simply because they are wider, they're older, and they deal with a lot of different markets where it's a very simple process. Now, when you select Pay Quicker and you put you put your email here, I hope that's not going to cause a problem. You put your email over here. What's going to happen is it creates a kind of like a temporary account, but it's not really created yet. Let me explain to you what I mean. Is Pay Quicker has, I don't know, millions and millions of customers. And out of millions and millions that create an account, I would say, I don't know, maybe 20, 30% will never do anything. So it's a very smart process where the company doesn't waste time on some business that will never occur. So what happened is when you receive money from GotBackup and GotBackup sends you an income or sends you a check, or sorry, check is like the 80s way of speaking, sends you an amount, then this amount will be sent into Pay Quicker. Pay Quicker recognize that you registered your email. And once you've done that, then you will receive an email from Pay Quicker to proceed with the creation of your account. That's how this works. And from there, when you proceed to the process, now you will attach your account to the bank account you want, or you can use their Visa credit card information that you choose. I prefer not to use visas and things. I like to control the fees and everything else. So for me, I just want the GotBackup to provide the amount, and the amount to be provided into my pay portal, if you want to call it that. And then I want this into my US account, and then I will divide. Some will stay in US and some will be converted into Canadian in my own terms with my own currency exchange system that I have dealing with banks.
But if you're looking for a card solution, it's perfect.
Yes. If you want to look into like a North American transactions or whatever, that could be a good thing for you to get a card to Pay Quicker. Okay. Now I've never had one, and the activation is very inexpensive. It's very small. And that's one of the reasons I like them. Okay. So that's that. Anything else you want to add to this?
No.
Okay. And here, folks, you can go back to your commission overview. Every time we get paid with GotBackup, for example, the month of July ended. Now we're in August. Okay. So obviously, if the month ends on a Thursday, it doesn't give enough time for GotBackup to calculate all the commissions for the month of July. So it's not going to be paid on this Friday. It's going to be paid on the following Friday. Always keep that in mind. Okay. So you need about 4 to 5 days from the month end to the new month to reach the Friday. And that never fails. And this Friday, the commissions will be listed. Now, sometimes when you go to and you want to look at your commissions, I'm just going to click on that for now. Remember, that's a demo account, okay? So not much going there. And you want to go monthly, for example, the month of July, okay? Now, it may take a bit of time, so I may have to stop this. But okay, it's not pretty, there's not much going on here. So obviously, there's nothing here. But the fact is you would see, but sometimes you see like a bar where calculating commissions. Okay, because the system is doing the work. But a little trick I want to share with you here, if you go to commission overview, you actually will see, and that's what I found here. If you go to commission overview, you will actually see what you've earned listed. Okay, so it'll be just a sec. Is it overview? I think it's commission payment option. Oh, no, it's my payout history. I think it is. Let me just go back there.
And go through all of them.
That's right.
So you can
Sorry,
see
Tammy, just finish this thought. So this is on payout history. What you will see is, for example, I have many pages because, there's 7 ways you get paid. So you have an explanation of all the commissions that you're entitled to based on the subway you get paid, based also on your rank. And if you don't fully understand that, I highly recommend you go back to the training channel, look for compensation plan trainings. And there's probably 2 or 3 or 4 different versions from different point of view, different angles that we've covered that explains how you trigger the 7 ways we get paid. So I'm not going to go through this today, but it'll be listed over here. And you will find that even though you get the bar on the my commissions because you're waiting to see your income, often it will show right here sooner. Okay, you can see it listed right over here. all the different ways based on what you qualified for. Anything else we're going to add, Tammy?
Yeah, and keep in mind this is a demo account. It's not real. There's a number there for you to see, and if you click the check mark under the account balance amount, if you want to get paid on Friday, you click it on. If you want to build that up, which Chris and I do, we just do once a month. We do one shot. It's up to you. And so make sure it's checked on. You check it off if you don't want to get paid in the following week's commissions.
The reason in my case, I'm leaving it on all the time. So if anybody signed up in that particular week and I'm due for a commission, it's sent to me and it goes into my pay quicker, and it compounds. So every Friday, if I have a payment coming every Friday, then it just goes into my pay quicker account. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you changed that. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I did. Do once a month, and I always just do once a month.
Yeah. Now I leave it checked on all the time.
All
the time, because it just sends it to Pay Quicker, and Pay Quicker is like a bank account, and it just accumulate another deposit.
Yeah.
And because I don't want the payment right away, where before we were using a different payment and it would go automatically into your account. Now it just goes and accumulates into Pay Quicker. And when I have the amount that I'm happy with a bigger amount comes in at the end of the month, which is coming this Friday, that's when I will take the money from Pay Quicker into my bank account. And then that's when I divide the different portions to be able to pay my lifestyle. Okay. So, and also folks, just be mindful. Something I want to add, obviously that's a small amount here, but, don't spend all your money every single month. Try to keep at least 10 to 15 to 20% and put it aside for rainy days, for investments, for retirement, just food for thought, folks. Try to not to live always over your means, where you're always catching up from last month because you spend more than you really had. Just be mindful of that. Okay. So that's just my 2 cents. So let's carry on here. So I'm not going to go through all of these because we've done that in previous training calls. I want to focus right now on the internal wallet. What time is it? Okay, we have a good 18 minutes.
Maybe, Chris, if you can just briefly go into the welcome new member and recognition and rank.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah. Recognition and rank. Okay.
So if you have somebody who's ranked up, it's going to show in this section.
Yes.
And then,
yeah, sorry, Ty. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The one thing I wanted to mention here, obviously, we don't see anything. Again, reminding you that this is a demo account. It's not a live recruiting account. But for example, if I look at my account, I will see all the, if there's a new diamond or emerald, or generally we see a lot of bronze, because a bronze is when you sponsor one person. A silver, as a bronze, you sponsor one. Yeah, let me rephrase that. You're a bronze when you sponsor one person. Okay. And but the fact here is that you're a copper when you sponsor 2 people. So I see a lot of bronze, I see a lot of coppers, and I see a lot of silver because one of their personals have recruited someone and they became copper. So I see a lot of that. But then I will see from time to time golds, and I will see platinums, I will see emeralds and rubies and diamonds, and from time to time double diamonds, right? So when that happens, then you have all these different options. You see them all listed over here. Many of you know what I'm talking about. And then you can create a nice flyer. And if you uploaded your picture, then your picture will be automatically on the flyer, and your upline leader, or a leader that is aware of these. I know I do them. I know Dr. Koe does them. I know any of them. I know many of the leaders that are here doing them. But again, I highly recommend to promote your team leaders. Okay. If it's your personal, do it. If you don't do it, someone above you that is taking your business more seriously may do it for you. But I highly recommend for you to go to your rank recognition and see anybody that went up. If you have 10 people on your team and let's say 1 or 2 people became bronze, promote them, folks. Promote them, because we have a very extensive, large organization. There's hundreds of bronze that are coming in on a regular basis. So what's happening is I'm going from gold and above. Whenever I see a gold and above, I promote it, unless the leader is promoting their own. I'm not going to duplicate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an attachment by a reply, for example, into a Telegram group with my comment to back up one of my leaders that promoted their leaders. So just be mindful of that. It's called emotional intelligence, folks. You want to be respectful. If it's not your personals, you don't want to just promote it first because you saw it. You want to be respectful to the person that sponsored them, and if they're not doing this, or they're not, that's fine. Then you can go ahead and do it to recognize the person in your organization, because that's, again, babies cry for it, adults die for it. Okay. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
Yeah, like Dr. K always says, it's work to do this, but it's worth it because it strengthens your relationships when
Mm-hmm.
you recognize people. Okay, so you want to be constantly recognizing. It's always about elevating your team members and recognizing them for the work that they're doing. And in turn, it's important that you do that because they'll be more on fire. They'll want to do more. Okay, so you want to constantly recognize the team members. The moment somebody joins, you can see the welcome the member. You can choose from the 4 or 5 different color choices and background of the flyers. You choose which one you want to do. So right under the recognition and rank, it says welcome new members. Click on that, Chris.
Sorry, Tammy.
Below the recognition and rank, the one
Okay.
below, it says welcome.
I
Yeah.
was reading
So
comments.
same thing. There's flyers for you to welcome your members, welcome them. And if you have a group of people, create a team culture. And when you do that, people see that somebody just joined, people see that somebody ranked up, and people want to celebrate each other. Zoom is a great platform for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can do that as well.
Absolutely. So again, these are all things we're giving you tips here to encourage your business to grow. And this is exactly what it is. It's very, very important. And Benjamin, I appreciate you're adding this comment here because folks, it's important that you learn to live within your means to be able to expand, right? Yes. If you're always living beyond your means, you're chasing the dollar all the time. It's not a fun way to live. Okay. So that's why I'm giving you this feedback here. Let's get into the internal wallet right now, because this is really, really important. And one of the problem in our society is that they just, that's their job, right? It's to get you to pull your wallet out and spend. And I understand that it's necessary, but at the end of the day, you have to be responsible. And that's my point. Okay. So you can see here that in your wallet, there is a balance that's there right now. So that means that you have $62.75 that you can use as you see fit. Okay. You can transfer it to someone else, or you can create an invitation for someone that maybe paid you cash in whatever currency that you get paid on. Once it's been converted and you upload it here, and then from there, when you do the invitation, I'll go back to that in a minute, it will create a link. The money will be deducted from whatever the price, whatever the cost is to start that person. It'll be deducted from your wallet account. And that's how GotBackup gets paid. In return, that person will have access to this account, will be theirs. Okay, because it'll be their ID and their email and their information, and then it can start. Okay, so that's why. And here's a recommendation: if you're dealing with the internal wallet, don't do monthly payments. Maybe the first time, maybe that's all they can do. And again, just keep that in mind. But folks, the last thing you want is to be to have a full-time job to deal with 50 people that you sponsored. And there's 50 people you have to collect every single month. It is not a good way to live. Okay. If people are paying you cash because you don't have a credit card, you're offering them a service. Don't be desperate. Give them the conditions to work with you in that fashion, where you will take their money, you will put it into your bank account, make sure that the currency matches so you're not in a loss. And once it's there, you create the link, give it to them. I would use a yearly, because yearly, that's very responsible. If you have 50 people to deal with once a year, that's very much doable. But every month, no, I don't recommend that. So it's, again, just food for thought. Okay. What else? Let's see here. So you can see here at this point, if you want to refill, okay, and I'll go back to these two in a minute. If you want to refill, okay, so here's how it works. Okay. So what's happening here is you can get it from your commissions. Okay. obviously here, there's some commissions based on the demo account which you saw earlier. Okay, so these are the amounts that are there, and you can select which week payment you want to add. So that's $44.99. That's what you saw earlier when we saw the commissions in the account. That's what's there. If you say submit, which I will not do right now, then it will be added onto your internal wallet. If you have crypto, okay, so you can refund this from your crypto. So whatever amount you want, and submit to refill. It's going to ask you for your key and so forth. And if you don't know what crypto is, do not worry about it. Very straightforward. Okay, so most of us probably would use either commissions or from your credit card. So from your credit card, for example, the person might have given you cash. The cash is into your account. And from there, you may choose to do a payment to your credit card in advance, whatever that is, or after you've done it, whatever that you choose to do. The point is the money is available to you to take from your credit card. So you can choose the amount that you want, entirely up to you. And then from there, the name that appears on your credit card as you would do in normal transactions. And and then from there, okay. And then from there, you select the payment and submit the payment. So from that point on, there is a credit card processing fee because the company is being charged by the credit card and you need to pay them back. That's the way it works. It's just convenience of doing business with the banks. Okay. And then once it's refilled, then you can choose to transfer. Now, this is something that you need to be aware of. You can't just transfer this to anybody. Okay. So we got to be careful with the money manipulation, especially in today's world. So let's say you want to give $10, you can only go through your personals. Okay, this is the account over here. It's kind of like a fake account here, but these are the people that would be the personal enrollees from this account, and then you can transfer the funds. In this case, the $10 will be transferred to this person, and that person will see the funds right into their wallet. Okay, and from there you can choose to use that money to pay for your authorship or whatever that is. So that's another way you can go about transferring from. You can only transfer to your personals in GotBackup. You can't transfer to someone else's downline. So in this particular case, if let's say happens to be that I sponsor John and John's personal needs the money, I could transfer the money to John, but then John will have to transfer it to that person. That's just something that you, again, it's entirely how you want to run your business. And that way the company can monitor what's going on and there's no gaming going on here. Okay. But that's how you transfer. You can only transfer to one of your personals in GotBackup. This one,
many people have access to cards. So it's not something that's used regularly for the internal wallet, but in some countries it's necessary because not everybody has access to get a debit card or a credit card. So that's really where you'll be using the internal wallet only. And make sure you understand that whatever is in your balance, you cannot move it back to the card or anything like that. Once it's in there to use for your internal transfers.
This is I agree, Sylvie. It's a fantastic tool to help grow the business in markets where credit card may not be a commodity that everybody has in that particular country. But there's always some individuals that have the ability to do so, and that gives them an advantage to help their organization. Okay. So again, just go back and listen to this again and do some testing, and you can play with that. What about auto pay?
Yeah,
from
Lucy's got
commissions?
a question.
Yeah, no, but I'm before Lucy, I'm going to Victor. What about auto pay with commissions? If you go back here, for example, just before I do the invitation, answer Lucy's question here. Okay. Pay my subscription with my wallet balance. Okay. So for example, let's just say that you've made an agreement with the person you're working with that happens to be your upline, and
make sure they pay you first.
They send you information. That's it. If you leave this on, what's going to happen is by default, the activation of this account will be maintained by the money that's sitting in your wallet. Okay. So if let's say it's $10 a month and let's say the first time you got the money from your upline and now you're working your business, you're getting commissions from GotBackup, and you're taking some of those commission, as I saw you earlier with the refill, you can refill it from your commissions. Let's wait till it comes back here, right? From my commissions right over here. Okay. So in this case, once it's submitted, at that point, the money is there, then I'm going back here. You leave your check mark over here, and the auto ship will be paid from your commissions. Again, it's a great way to deal with this. If you don't have a credit card, you want to do things monthly, you just have to get to work. Make sure that you don't always beg for money from your upline, but go work, sponsor people. And as a sponsor, you get paid. As you get paid, the money goes in there, and then you can manipulate your fund. This is phenomenal, a phenomenal tool that very few companies offers. True. Okay, so this is really cool. Now, let's go back to invitation. Okay, so over here, and this, Lucy, can we pay $20 to register? Then use
this tool.
Yes, of course. You certainly can do that. Absolutely. You can use your common sense on how you want to manipulate the information from that to do the transaction. As long as there's money in there, you can do as you see fit. You can refill to pay your account. You can pass it on to someone else and all of these things. But to sign someone up, you just click, first you go to the invitation link and you generate a link. Now, remember that the funds have to be sufficient for the cost of the enrollment. So if I create a new link here, if there's zero there, it won't work because there's just no funds. Okay. So from there, you select, well, this is monthly. This is yearly. Now, I don't do monthly unless there's a specific agreement with the person. Well, I'll do your first month, and from there, they'll figure out what's going to happen after. Sure, totally fine. But again, this is yearly. Okay. So yearly is a bit different. Okay, so this is the daily backup for a full year. This is really cool in the event you want to have an insurance. This is over and above. In other words, GotBackup as also a third party where they back up all their service if God forbid something happens. In the video, when Joel says if something hits and whatever, and then the whole building is gone, then your data is stored into a third party. That's kind of but the chances of that happening, it's like none. But again, it's just an insurance. So it's $10 a year. Okay. So it's no big deal. If let's say you're very kind of nickel and diming things at the beginning because you're very tight, you can turn that off. Okay. You see the price change here. Okay. But generally I keep everything on. So you're looking at $130. So for me to use this package, I would need at least $130 there. I would make sure there's 131, 132, whatever. And then that covered that. And then you have the link description over here. Obviously, this won't work because it's not enough funds. It's going to tell me right now, but I'm not going to click on that. But you can put here a link for my friend, a description. John, this is your enrollment link for you to get your GotBackup started based on the funds you gave me, whatever you think appropriate. And you click this. And then the link will be, it will create a link that you will pass on to that person. And when that person receives that, they will just go through the process of registering, but the money's taken care of, and they will log into their account. All of this stuff will open up, and then you can start downloading the software and get things going. That's how this works. It's as simple as that. Okay. So if you have 50 people that you're doing, you did an invitation and they're giving you the money, just make sure that whatever the time registration occurs to be, I'm sure that all 50 will not be all on the same day. You might be spread out within several months. So you deal with the transaction, they pay you in advance. You want to monitor this, and that's something that you can work on. So I highly recommend, again, to deal with yearly, not monthly for that. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, very clear.
It's a very simple process, folks. It's very common.
You know what I do, Chris? There's an orange video right there that you can watch. The video that's accessible for you to learn how to use the internal wallet. And again, that's exactly what Chris and I did to learn how to use the internal wallet. Okay, there's orange videos in most of these sections for you to watch and train your people to watch the video so they learn how to do it.
Agreed. You see, so the videos are here, folks, and the invitation sign up link. I don't know if there is one, but I mean, it's pretty. Oh, here we go. It's right here. Very straightforward. Very, very straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're ending at the end of the session here, folks. So the one thing here that's very important, some people are wondering what's the VIP coaching call. If you want to increase your skills in building your network marketing business, how to deal with people. Tammy and I added a training in there on emotional intelligence. There's another one on the blueprint, emotional blueprint. All of these things, email marketing that Joel has put together. There's another one. We do trainings once a month where we appear and do certain things. Everything is recorded there. That's just for your information. That is $10 a month. Very straightforward. These are things that for you to increase your knowledge. It's very inexpensive because Tammy and I had spent a lot of money on learning all of these skills. So just so you know that that's available here.
Yeah, and Joel does tremendous training on online marketing, email marketing, anything that has to do with anything online. If people are wanting to learn this stuff.
Yeah. And the marketplace, this is where you can buy those emails. Remember, there's different languages. Now, your account will have different options here. For example, the one for the autopilot. The other one is for, whatever funnels that are there. When I'm telling you when you start your business, there's some upsells. These are the email marketing, which I highly recommend to grab because these are tools that are going to help you build your business. So overall, folks, my recommendation is go back to all past trainings and look for whatever topic. After 2 years, we've covered so many different aspects and different angles of the back office. You don't have to wait every week, where we know there's new people coming every week that are not aware of all of this. I mean, a lot of new people. That's why it's important for us to repeat this on a regular basis. But the one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your team shows up. Always remember, if your team shows up, your income grows. If you show up, you will learn. But if your team shows up, your income will grow. So you earn while you learn. So highly, highly, highly recommend to be active in these things. And remember that if people see that you're here because you're posting your comments and you see your name, they see that, oh, Dr. Q is here. Oh, Victor is here, or Gary's here, or Abudu's here. Cool. Okay. These are my uplines. So it encouraged them to show up. So it's just food for thought here, folks. But thank you so much for the wonderful feedback. And stay the course here, folks. As we started the call here, is never get your foot off the gas pedal. Or if you have an electric car, whatever, the pedal, energy pedal, just make sure that you always move forward. Get into a habit of prospecting regularly, just by sharing the links that are pointing people to information for them to get more information. Don't make a decision for them thinking they won't be interested. Let them decide if they're going to do this or not. Don't decide for them by not telling them about it. Provide the information, folks. Remember, cloud storage is a huge, huge business. It doesn't matter what business you're into, you always need cloud storage. Mm-hmm. Many of us have used Dropbox, Google Drive. I choose GotBackup. One is it's 6 terabytes for the price of 2, and they also pay me for telling others about it. Why not? Okay. And then from there, you can do all other businesses that you see fit to continue building your lifestyle.
There's one more final question, Chris,
yep,
that you can address with Abudu. Will you be paid $50 if you do monthly subscription and you sign up someone who wants to come in yearly? Absolutely. Exactly, it doesn't matter whether you're paying monthly or yearly. Every single person you sign up, you get paid the commission based on what they came in. I hope that is clear.
Yeah. And to answer this, let me just bring this up here. It's not exactly $50. It'll be whatever. Yeah. Remember, it's not $100 that you're paying. It's 97, what is it? 97, 95?
97. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So remember that 50% of that. Okay. Now, same thing for the $10. It's not $10. It's $9.97. We round this off because it's easier and it's easier to absorb. It's very simple. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Is there a video tutorial available on how to set up weekly follow-up invitation email? We've done this before. If you go back to the training, go back to email marketing. There's many different versions of how we went about doing that. Yes, we've even used examples. We're creating the content with ChatGPT, or even used the emails that we're providing with GotBackup. put it into, massage it through ChatGPT with comments from you that you want. It's all there. Okay. It's all there. Okay. So folks, let's end this session here. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. I think it's Canada. It's long weekend. I think it's,
yeah.
I forgot the exact reason, but when you're full-time and just working for yourself, I don't pay attention so much to all the details, but for Canadians, have a awesome long weekend. I'm not sure if that's the same for the US, but listen, folks, have a great weekend. Certainly appreciate your time here and your feedback, and folks, stay the course. Don't give up on your dreams, and I love you all. We'll see you on Wednesday in our presentations. Bye for now.
Yeah. Promote.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.